Happy
Thank
birthday.
you.
Let's sparkle, everybody.
Let's sparkle.
Yay.
Yeah.
That
Just
works.
think, one day, Whimsy, you're going to be playing like that.
That's right. That
Yes,
is
you
a
are.
very. Thank you so much. Well, that was Drunken Sailor instrumental fiddle by the amazing Katie Adelson. Be sure and check out all the great music recorded. I think that she is using a 3 instead of a 4 on her violin. So she's. I think that looks to me like a size 3. Am I correct on that? Those of you who
I'm not sure. I don't know violin terminology. What does that mean exactly?
It's slightly smaller than a full size. You know, she's a tiny girl, and when you look at her performance, she's very good. And women do, I think, have a slight disadvantage. And I think that what we're looking at here is a 3 out of 4 size. So she's gone down a size on the violin.
It's perfect for her.
Yeah, you see how it's slightly smaller than a regular violin?
Yeah. Does that affect the sound of the violin being smaller? Change the tone in any way?
The smaller violins, they say, don't have the nice. Yeah. So if you looked at Mozart performed by Chow, I think Chow probably is using a full size. So if we look at somebody like here, Chow, Mozart Concerto, she's tiny, but you can see this is a full-size violin, and you can see the difference in size.
Yeah.
Yeah. She is what we would call a, master violinist. She became famous as a child. You know, she won these championships, but you can hear. Yeah, this is a full-size violin. Let's hear a little of that.
Good Lord. She's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that kind of precision that she's able to hit, it's just like, And somebody was saying, wow, you have a concert to perform in Belgium. You know, you're going to be the lead violinist. You must be so stressed out. They were asking her, and she said, I'm not that stressed. What I think is so amazing, and she has a PhD now in music, but I think she received her PhD at like 12 or 13.
Really? 12 or 13?
Yeah.
Goodness.
Oh, that's a prodigy.
That was
I get the feeling she feels so calm. I get that feeling when I'm doing my art. It's very, very calming to me, very peaceful.
Well, that is not Dr. Whimsy at the violin. So
I beg to differ, because when I watch you, I told you, I see you so at peace with yourself, so in your soul when you're playing.
Oh, you're so sweet.
That's what I see anyway.
Now that you've seen the infamous Dr. Cho, I think everybody gets a chance to see Whimsy, who's been a student we're now at the 3-year mark. And, you know, here I am warming up.
Oh.
And there is Dr. Whimsy, started the violin at the age of 60.
It's what you call baby steps.
I went flat there. Well, you know, it's pretty pathetic. You know, 3 years later, look at that. That's pretty darn bad, you know, I think. But, you know, I'm giving it my all. These are some complicated pieces, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't go flat, finally. Oh my God, it's hell. It's hell. It's so hard to do that. You have no idea, you guys.
I know how hard you've worked, and you've stuck with it because you believe in yourself.
But I mean, it's like, oh God, all those hours of practice we're going into now thousands, and I still just sound terrible. So it's just really,
but you're getting there. Whimsy, I believe in you. I believe in you. I shared with you a little thing, you know, when I was 13 years old, I had my first art teacher. She later confided to me she thought I had no talent. She didn't think I was any good at all. And then within 4 years, she said I was probably the best student she had ever had in her entire career. And saying, I always believed in myself. I always knew I was going to be good. I knew it. Just my first work was horrible.
So they say you start to sound good. They say you start to sound good after 5 years. So with 2 more years, we'll see where I'm. Listen, everybody, thank you so much for being here. It would be awesome if you could like, share, and subscribe to the stream. This is Chuck Dransfield and our floor director, Joel Tilson, here today to talk about the hot topics or Taco Tuesday. Get yourself a nice mock cocktail, or you can go for a straight martini. I mean, I don't care. I am getting water. I am getting down and dirty with a Diet Coke. I know it's chemicals. I know it's chemicals, but I mean, sin upon sin. I am doing a Diet Coke. That's a cherry Coke, so you know it's got extra chemicals for the fake cherry flavor. Listen, I am. Oh, thank you.
It's better than 13 teaspoons of sugar.
Yeah, well, that's probably true now that you're mentioning that.
That's a lot of sugar they put in that.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so I'm really digging on the book of the month. I had it in my bed last night. I'm not done with the book, but this is a really good book. Yeah. So this is an alternate world. This is not this reality. You know that there are alternate worlds, like that's, for example, the idea that you never die. Have you heard about this theory that death
nobody dies?
Well, it's worse than you think, actually, because
worse than you think.
Yeah, because what happens is that, say, for example, you were in a near death experience, like with the gun situation. Now, in your alternate reality, you lived and the gunman didn't shoot you that time you got robbed, right?
Yes, yes.
But in this alternate reality, you die and then you bounce into another reality where you're able to get yourself out of that situation. And so the person perpetually never dies. And then you come to the end of your life after these, and you keep bouncing into realities where you're alive. And say you are an old person, it's like, okay, now I get to die. You go to sleep and you wake up as a child and say, wow, I had the strangest dream that I was this old person. It never ends. It never ends. And that's the theory of perpetual something. There's a name for it.
It sounds like the Bob Newhart showed on last episode.
Oh, yes.
Remember that?
No, what happens in the...
Oh, it's classic. Probably the most famous ending ever. You tell it, Joel.
Suzanne Plachette.
From the original Bob Newhart show.
Yeah.
Because this was the second.
I love the original, yes.
Well, you tell it, Joel. I don't want to.
Go ahead, Chuck.
I was just going to say, at the end of the episode, it's the very last episode of the second series, he gets struck on the head with a golf ball or something, and he dies or whatever. He wakes. Anyway, the screen goes black. Yep. And then you see a familiar looking bedroom, the bed from the old Bob Newhart show. And you see Suzanne Plachette beside him, and he's in bed, and Bob's going, Emily, I had the strangest dream. And I forget what else she said. Yeah. But it was so perfect. Yeah. To bring it full circle like that, to saying the whole show was just a dream.
Everybody howled when they heard that. When Suzanne showed up.
Well, I read they had to keep Suzanne Plachette hidden for like 7 hours on the set because they didn't want to give away anything. So they stuck her away in a trailer or something and then brought her out.
Why did she have to be off this? Was she not in the original?
No, she was in the original, but this is the new series.
The second series.
He had a whole different wife, different characters. He played a different character. But he gets head over the head, and then he wakes up, and it's a dream that Bob from the first show was having. And there's Emily in bed with him, and Emily, I had the strangest dream.
That was
right.
Everybody was just howling.
Oh, it was so funny. It's considered like the greatest ending ever to a television sitcom.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
God bless them both.
I met her once. She was a very nice lady.
Yeah. So I was watching something about it on Snook, because Snook tells these terrifying stories. And one guy got wrapped up into this idea that I'm never going to die. I'm just going to walk into an alternate reality. And so he ends up having a breakdown. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like a dimension, another dimension.
Yeah. It sounds almost like a Twilight Zone episode.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll try and find out what the name is, but the guy was driving himself crazy, and he was on Reddit, and he was saying, "It's never gonna end. It's never gonna end." Well, that's kind of like with God in Hell. With what was his name? He committed suicide. He wrote with God in Hell. God in Hell. Was it Primo Levi? Or ended up committing suicide because he was convinced that his freedom from the camps was a dream and that he was still in the camps, because he said the worst part about being in the death camps was that he would go to sleep and he would dream that he was back in, say, Vienna or someplace like that. The many worlds theory of quantum mechanics. So quantum mechanics, there are quantum physicists that are arguing the many worlds interpretation, that you never actually will experience death. You will, like, my sister got sick and passed away. Well, and then she wakes up and either a doctor comes in and says, we've got a new experimental therapy. We can have you out in no time, right? So, but it's this idea that you keep bouncing into. I think this would work for me because I would never want to die. But Primo Levi's fear that because he would wake up and he would be back in the horror of the camps.
That's poignant.
That's terrible.
And he talks about the fact that he was sleeping next to his bunkmate in the camps, and the bunkmate was having a nightmare. And I think it was Viktor Frankl who talked about this, but he said he didn't want to disturb him and he just let him have the nightmare. He stopped himself because he said whatever nightmare he's having cannot be as bad as this reality.
Wow. That's profound.
Yeah, so you just go ahead and have your nightmare. It's you're better there than here. But that is the theory. It's this idea of many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, first proposed by physicist Hugh Everett in 1957. The core claim is you never actually will experience death from your subjective point of view anyway. You simply go to sleep and wake up to a different reality with only vague memories of this life. Maybe you thought this life was a dream, for example. What do you guys think? Possible, not possible? And are you afraid? Are you afraid you'll go back to hell? The hell of your childhood. Many people say that they've had, a difficult childhood. Maybe
I was fortunate growing up.
Yeah,
I had a good family, very good family, big family.
You're lucky, Joel. Very lucky.
I was.
Yeah, I mean.
Can you imagine having 5 older sisters, though?
Yeah.
Well, I had one older sister who's 14 years older than me. We're the only siblings in the family.
And you were the baby.
I was the baby. Yeah, my parents had me very late in life. They realized time was running out and they better hurry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think everybody's here. We've got 125 people here, so we're going to go ahead and just start fielding the questions. But before we get started, we want to talk a little bit about our book of the month. And of course, the author will be in our studios next week. We're really excited to meet her.
Next week.
Christina Bach. Now Ever is the name of the book. Now Ever.
Now Ever.
It is a group of kids in an alternate world. Okay. It's just like Earth, but it's not quite Earth. And that's why we're talking about this idea that in quantum mechanics, you have potentially multiple worlds. Say, for example, the guy asks her, will you marry me? In reality number 1, she says yes. In reality number 2, she says no. He goes off and he is with somebody else, and she goes off and she's with somebody else. So, or they go off and they stay together and have a kid, or they get together but then they break up afterwards, or they break up right away, and he goes and marries somebody else, or they break up and they get back together. So the point is that this is a diagram of everything that potentially, all the worlds and all the realities and all the choices that could come from that. And so what's happening in Now Ever is that in this world, which is just like this world, there is a Seattle, but it's not a Seattle like this Seattle. It's a different kind of Seattle.
Yeah.
These kids are growing up in a place, it's like Vashon Island, where you take the ferry to Seattle, but they're living in a different reality. Like in this reality, girls shave their eyebrows and they put twinkly lights in their hair. And but they still have the same problems. She is the outcast. She's fallen in love with a fur guy. And the fur guys are the rebels who let their eyebrows go unshaven. Nobody gets tattoos in this world. It's like one of the things that nobody ever does except for people in the 80s. In the 80s, they did tattoos, right? Yeah. So she decides she's going to give him a tattoo of a wolf. So she starts getting involved in tattooing. But what I like about the book so far, and I think you can get it on Amazon.
Yes.
Is that where you got it?
That's where I got mine, Amazon.
Okay, awesome.
I even opened my package on the air 3 weeks ago. Yeah, just arrived at my door.
So it's similar to this world, and yet it is not this world. And I'm enjoying it very, very much. And I find myself laughing in certain parts because I can really relate to it as just she's still a teenager who doesn't fit in. You can
relate to that. Most of us can.
Herself. Yeah. So check it out, and we'll all get together next week, and we're going to have a really great conversation, and I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, we're going to have some great questions for her. That I know. This is going to be a good interview.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into these questions.
Well, from our own Joel Tilson here. Macron almost killed by IRSC bombing on nearby buildings during his visit in Beirut, Lebanon today.
Oh, IRGC bombing.
It said here IRC.
Typo.
That's a typo. I'm so sorry. Thank you for catching that. I don't know. I didn't see this news story today. When did this?
Yeah, but I mean, it's just there can't be an IRGC. An IRGC can never get a nuclear bomb. People have to. Joel, who do you think is paying for the disinformation campaign defending the IRGC? Who do you think that is? Why are people confused about this?
Qatar and Putin.
It's scary.
It is scary.
It's really, really scary because
once you get these knuckleheads out, it's all going to change.
Yeah. Let's see, from Joel. Crimea's entire power grid was knocked out by Ukrainian drones last night.
They hit them all.
That's going to be devastating I'm thinking for the people.
Joel, how do you feel about this? You have any opinion, Joel?
Well, they're out of fuel. Now they got no electricity.
Yeah.
And they can't get supplies in. So you're going to have a major.
That's crippling.
Oh, you're going to have starvation going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Immediately thought of the people.
It's almost like a siege of Crimea right now.
Mm-hmm. Right. See, I saw ferries coming, and I saw people getting on ferries and getting ferried out.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
It's gonna be awful.
You want to talk about hell on earth?
Oh,
yeah.
Has anybody talked about the evacuation orders of Crimea? Do you have any information?
No word about evacuation, but I've been hearing that that invasion by Ukraine is possible this month or next month.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds like they've paved the way.
They've been planning it for months, I guess.
Oh yeah, this feels strategic.
Very
knocking out the power grid.
And this is also what I believe Zelensky said was that, no, we're not going to let you have Crimea. It wasn't like up for negotiation that you get to saw off parts of our country. It's like, well, we're going to have to give up Florida. We can't secure Florida from Cuba and Russia. So we're just going to you guys can go ahead and take the state of Florida. Of course not.
No, sets a dangerous precedent, if nothing else.
You can't appease him.
Yeah.
He'll just go for another place.
Exactly. What was that saying? You appease a mouse, you give them a cookie, they're going to want another. They're going to want the whole box. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So according to recent news that I have on the situation, it is declared a state of emergency in June. Summer camps and children's programs have been canceled.
Yep.
And people are being evacuated, particularly people with small children. Long traffic queues to leave formed with heavy traffic still on the Kerch Bridge. They are using the Kerch Bridge with thousands of vehicles.
They only have 20% capacity right now.
Right, leaving then entering, and wait times hours, mostly Russian tourists cutting holidays short, plus some residents and official families departing. Occupation officials are preparing for a mass evacuation as well. So that goes back to those people who are employed by the military. Tourism is completely collapsing. Bookings are down sharply.
I was going to ask, was tourism a big industry in Crimea?
Yes.
Yeah.
That alone, that's going to be crippling for the economy.
Well, it's no longer going to be the Riviera for
food. And also, doesn't the Crimea have a major shipping port?
Yes.
We keep talking about trade.
Naval base there.
Yeah.
They closed it down. The Ukrainians have shut it down. Destroyed their capabilities there.
Right.
They can't get ships anymore.
Gee. Well, shall I go on the next question here? Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene, our old friend, said that McConnell should be replaced as soon as possible. She thinks that McConnell is in a coma. I asked you guys about that at the beginning of the show because there's all kinds of stuff floating on the internet now saying he's brain dead. And I
think that's a good place for us to go ahead and do the empath prayer, and then we can go ahead and do some blitzes and Chuck, would you do the honor of saying hi to people before
I
we
would
get
love
started?
to do the honor.
And while you're saying hi to everybody, those people who are requesting healings today, if you want us to pray over you today, you can go ahead and give us your name and the name of the person you want us to pray over, and we'll pray over you today when we bring in the empath prayer. But before we do that, Chuck, will you please do us the honors and greet everyone who's here?
I would just love to here. And of course, at the top, we have our wonderful Joel Tilson here. Hi, Joel. Gigi Pardo Lord. Scrolling through here. A lot of Joel Tilson here. Let me keep scrolling.
A lot of news today, Chuck.
Yes. Brenda Rakestraw. Scorpio 8763. Oh, my good friend Joyce Petrus is here. Nancy
Joyce.
Potter Johnson 3454. At Shanty Rose 222. Michelle Kahn. Randy Domel. Hi, Randy. Desire 35 Abel. I hope I said that right. I don't know if that's Desire or Desiree, but Desire 35 Abel. Kaloa SF. Shizzle 1234. Jess Miskey. Hi there, Jess. Nicey T. I hope I said that right. Dindin-50. Never Too Late to Dream. One of my favorite names on here.
Good name.
I agree with that. Elizabeth Beck, Colleen Rieger. Let's see. I think I got your name here. Gloria Boucherie 4342. Yes, Whimsy.
All right. I think that's good. I mean,
I hope I didn't mangle people's names.
Oh, you did absolutely fine. I think that that's absolutely fine. Okay, let's come together. Those people who wish to receive a healing, we're going to bring in the empath prayer. If you know the empath prayer, please feel free to say it along with us. Let's bring it in.
Okay.
Okay, I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together collectively as a community, we say Amen.
Amen.
And for those people who are requesting healings today, we come together at this time and we pray. We pray that you and those you love receive a perfect healing in mind, body, and in spirit. And together again, collectively, we say Amen.
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 May all souls be healed.
May all souls be healed.
All right. So
Felt
this
that one.
Yeah, oh, good. So this first question, you know, are we feeling anything about Mitch McConnell? You know, he was found. Joel, would you be so kind as to tell people what we know about Mitch McConnell?
He was found. There was a call made, a 911 call for his residence of him being unconscious. And when the medics got there, he was unconscious and pretty much had to be on a machine from that time on. And
that's been confirmed.
He had to be, they had to put him on oxygen and other fluids and stuff. He had looks like a heart attack. And,
oh my God.
And some are saying now that he's in a coma. Some are saying now, but it hasn't been verified yet. And there's been a few Republican senators today that said that they talked to him.
Oh, I saw that. John Thune, John Barrasso, I think his former advisor, Scott Jennings. They claimed they had lengthy phone conversations. Yeah, they were claiming he was discussing Senate business.
No,
he's in bad shape. You know, they can say anything they want. Look, 7th house, 10 of swords. His immediate where he's at right now is the 10 of swords. So this guy is his body is in bad shape. If he's talking and communicating, that's great. But this guy has got tubes up everywhere. With a 10 of swords, this is a guy who's probably got several leads going. He's probably got IVs going and everything else with that 10 of swords. And then this is not good either. His house of opposition is the 4 of swords. Look at this juxtaposition here between the 10 of swords in the 7th house and the 8th house of 4 of swords. We're talking about somebody laid low. This person cannot move. This person cannot go anywhere. And the hope and the fear is it is time for sobriety. It is a sober conversation in the house of hope and fears, temperance, and the world moves on. So, you know what? This guy, I just don't see him coming back to the Senate. I don't. I think he's in very bad physical shape with those cards. I mean, there's no way that I can give people happy times and say everything is great when you have a 10 of swords moving into 7th position, because that's the house of one's immediate environment. This guy's in bad shape. Final outcome, Queen of Swords. The chapter is over. We put the past behind us and we move boldly towards the new future. His career in the Senate is over. Yeah.
Well, my cards are bad. They're bad, including one card I don't even want to hold up because we're not supposed to predict a certain something for someone, but maybe the card is saying
career
to his career. We're going to leave it at that. But that card came up.
Wow.
What really concerned me, the life force card was upside down in my deck. Exhaustion, worn out, fighting for his survival. And I got loss, and like you said, there's going to be some discussions going on. Something's going to happen. I got the truth card. They can't keep hiding what's going on. This is going to come to the surface soon enough, and something's going to be done. But my card,
I think it's as bad as it could be for him.
I think go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's bad. Oh, I didn't have any more to say.
I just think it's going to be something's going to happen this week with him.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But I've never had this card upside down before.
Yeah, that's pretty. Well, you know, like I certainly am not a Republican, but we wish him health and healing. I wish, I hope he gets to, take care of yourself, buddy. But I think his time in the Senate has come to an end.
Okay. Marjorie Taylor Greene said that Elaine Chao left her husband, Mitch McConnell, who continues to be hospitalized, left him to be with the vice president of China. She is accusing Elaine Chao of being a Chinese spy.
It's interesting because I believe her father is a banker out of Hong Kong, and Hong Kong fell to Red China. It used to be a British. Okay, well, let's take a look at Elaine Chao's relationship.
She was transportation secretary, wasn't she, during the first Trump administration?
The first term.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. It's rather bizarre. She would leave her husband's bedside after 3 days.
Well, eventually you have to leave and take a shower and take care of yourself. You can't...
Well, but to go to China, maybe take a shower, but go halfway around the world.
Oh, she's in China? Oh, dear me.
She's in China right now.
She's in China. That's what we mean. This isn't just going off to get lunch or take a shower.
You may have told her, I need you to go. There's that also possibility.
Could be.
By that, you mean Mitch McConnell?
Yeah, he might have said, go.
If he was even able to tell her that,
I don't think so.
She goes bringing gifts. So it's a trade deal, and it's an important trade deal, and that is why she's talking with China. You can see here 6 of Cups is trade and exchange. Old lovers get back together again with the 6 of Cups as he gives her a gift of beautiful flowers, often trade or an exchange happening, often something from the past. Got to get back to the good old days. A slow waltz, Knight of Pentacles. So she's trying to heal a rift probably in trade between the United States and China, hopes and fears her own financial future with the 9 of Pentacles and the Emperor. There's a part of her that would like to go into government politics. This is somebody who could see herself even potentially completing his Senate seat for him.
That's right. That used to be commonly done, where a wife would fill out their late husband's seat.
It's very possible that could happen here with her walking into a position of the Emperor, which is the leadership and the partnership there of the 2 of Wands. It's very possible that she is taking on more and more of Mitch McConnell's responsibilities and could possibly be taking his seat.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I don't know if you
That's
remember
what
when.
happened with Gifford also, when Gifford could not complete her duties. Her husband
Yeah.
stepped in.
I don't know if you remember this, but when Hubert Humphrey died, Muriel, his wife, took over
That's right.
the remainder of his Senate term. So
That's
it's
what we're
not
looking at
unprecedented.
here.
Well,
Mhm.
I'm sorry if you're still
Oh, no,
reading.
I'm done.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, what I got about Elaine Chao, very much in her purpose,
Oh,
like
yeah.
a horse with blinders on, moving toward her
Focus.
purpose, very focused on that, very self-centered on that. That's what matters to her. It was very interesting. Underneath that, I got this from, I think this is referring to her husband, physical body suffering. That's Mitch,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
she's going on with her purpose anyway. And it was interesting what you were saying about forming partnerships with China, because I got partnerships in love, and yes, bringing gifts, that's coming there. But this intrigued me because, and I'm not sure what to read into this entirely, other than I got there's shame and deceit underneath this. Now, I don't know how you feel about that. I'm not sure what to feel about that, but that was underneath it.
2 of Wands is trade, east-west trade. The person's looking west, east-west trade. And this is to be in a position of power. So I think she's working out a trade deal. And I think that if anything, I think this is looking a lot like Mitch is stepping down. She's taking his position, and she or they requested to send her there because I think she basically is going to be completing Mitch's term for him. I do.
I even wonder if he's been privately grooming her for this for quite a while.
It's because this is somebody, when you go into Elaine Chao's energy, she has a future in Capitol Hill. This woman could have a political future. With the final outcome of the Emperor, I don't see why she would not pursue a political career. First, by completing Mitch McConnell's seat, and then running in his state. I think she could do very well for herself.
Oh, yeah, probably so. And of course, Joel, you were asking here, who will replace McConnell? I think we answered that. That would make a lot of sense to me. I think she's been
Is he
groomed.
Virginia? What state is he from? Mitch McConnell?
Kentucky.
Kentucky. I knew it was a southern state. Oh my God, I'm terrible. Kentucky.
Oh yeah, Kentucky.
He's a Kentucky boy. All right.
Yeah.
So that Joel Tilson further writes, who do we think will replace Mitch McConnell? So we went into that, and my feeling is Elaine Chao. What do you think?
It makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah. Just because
I hadn't even thought of that.
I don't think Bashir is going to question it anyway.
I don't think so.
I think she's got too much of the inside track here.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. And of course, from Joel here, as you said, it's been a busy news day. Extreme fuel shortages throughout Russia and Crimea. Yeah, we've been seeing that coming. It's like that's part of choking them off, starving them.
Can we talk about that? Can we talk about this? Because
their refineries have been hit all over the place.
Yeah. Yes.
Even the giant one in Siberia.
This
is 2,000 miles away.
Yeah.
Right.
Joel, what about nuclear power plants? Have those been struck also?
Zaporizhia?
Zaporizhia is the one that I worry about, because they said there have been fires out there near the plant. And like we talked about before, they've been having issues with the electricity, keeping the power plant cool. Keep the pump going.
Yes, that's it.
They have to have electricity. If that electricity gets cut off, you're going to have major problems there.
Oh, dear God. Yeah.
Well, this goes back to the reason I wanted to talk about this is because we think about Obama when he took out the trade route in Libya. They were building a new trade route. They were going to build a new train system with Russian steel all the way into Africa. I think that we sabotaged Putin's trade route. I think specifically his gas and oil trade routes.
Yeah. That's why Gaddafi was taken out.
Yeah. So Nord Stream, for example, or Turkish Stream, that was the big deal. And this is that goes back to the whole unholy alliance between those two countries, between Turkey and Russia, that they've had this long relationship. And it also goes back to the conversations where you hear Joe Biden and others saying you're not going to be able to do this. And Obama's policies also, we're not going to allow you to have that trade route. So we went in and we knocked out the trade route. This is from August 1st of 2020. So you can see how much money and effort. And I think it's a shame that this entire thing is going down, right? That this entire trade route is being taken out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you think about the billions that went into bringing oil all the way from Turkey into parts of Europe via Russian infrastructure, Russia building the infrastructure. Any feelings about that?
I'm just thinking of the ripple effects this is going to have throughout the whole world, throughout Europe.
Well, that's why Putin went on the rampage as far as terrorizing all the neighboring states, threatening them and all that stuff with nuclear whatever.
Yeah.
Also in the news, Marine Le Pen vows to run in France. According to Euronews, she's running in 2027 presidential election despite fraud convictions and multiple accusations that she's basically a fascist. Any feelings about that?
Yeah.
I think she's finished.
Really?
Really? You think so?
I think
I was wondering about that.
Can you elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, please.
Well, I think with all the distractions that she does and how she's done in the past in the elections, I don't think she has a chance, especially now with the fraud conviction.
Yeah. I mean, she's remained a central figure in European politics, but that could be because of all the distractions. She knows how to do that.
She knows how to get attention.
Yes, exactly. No, like certainly someone in this country.
Comments.
And you know what? Yes. But what I was thinking, here's all this scandal around her with convictions and things. And I thought, well, has Donald Trump, with his 34 felony convictions and all the lawsuits against him, everything, he set a precedent for other politicians around the world now? Like they're saying Trump's getting away with it, so I can get away with it too.
Wall Street basically, and Musk and a few other his buddies basically bankrolled Trump. And plus I think they mess with the elections in 2024.
Yeah, I do too.
That's how I feel.
Right. And of course, today out of Britain, Prince Harry is back in London going against the Daily Mail. He lost his case today.
I didn't know he lost his case
today.
Well, I heard about it, but I didn't get the full details on it.
Yeah. I keep hearing conflicting stories. He was going to be going back to England to see his father for the first time in 3 years and bring his wife and children. And then another story saying he was going alone. Another story saying he's not going. What is going on right now?
Well, he's not going to allow his family to go there because he's extremely protective.
Security. Yeah, he's very worried about security.
This was privacy violations. Elton John also piggybacked onto that. But I think it's legitimate to sue if people are in your personal space like that. And his brother and he don't get along. And it's interesting for me as a remote viewer because my job is to be neutral. And when I hear Harry's side, wakey, and I start getting that feedback from him, he makes complete sense with what he's saying about tearing down the old establishment. He's a Bernie Sanders supporter. Really? That's one of the first things that I found out when I remote viewed him. The first time I communicated with him.
Harry is a progressive.
Yeah, Harry's a progressive. The first thing he said to me was, the working man can't get ahead.
That's right.
That is the first thing that Harry said to me. The working man cannot get ahead. And so I had an astral dream with him, and he's like, man, I tell you, we got to fight because the working man, is like, this guy, who are you? And that was the day that he was introducing his wife, Megan, at the Invictus Games. But in the dream, I was there, and that's what he said to me. So, and then in the dream, he became frightened that I had heard too much. And then it came out that his mother-in-law is a Bernie supporter, and they were handing out food through one of the Angel anti-hunger programs associated with Bernie Sanders. This guy's he's a Bernie bro. And so so when you put yourself in his shoes, you're looking at a progressive leftist advocate who is going to fight for the rights of people of color. He's going to tear down these institutions. And
he's Diana.
He's very much his mother's son.
Right.
Very much. Yeah.
Now, when you go into William's energy, you hear a very, very different story. William accuses him of being lazy, accuses him of, he didn't do anything. He didn't have a job. He didn't do anything. All he does is make up trouble. He brings some actress home, and now he's telling us how we should run our business, the firm. And the other thing that William said to me is, that he had one job only to do, and the only job he had to do was not to speak ill of the family, and he effed the entire thing up. So it's interesting, again, for me as a remote viewer, because I've heard both sides of it. And when he published that book, that was the point at which William said, "You're no longer a member of this family if you publish that book." That was the other thing that I heard myself say as William when I was talking with him. You publish that book, it's over. As far as I'm concerned, you will be completely cut out of this family. And then, true to his word, William refused to have anything further to do with him after he had published that book.
Yeah. It makes me wonder how King Charles feels about all of this, because apparently he was willing to reconcile, but something went wrong when he was going to go over there.
What happens?
I don't know what happened. I'm sorry.
When Charles steps down and William becomes king, what happens?
Oh, it's not going to be good. It's going to be much like Charles with Andrew. You know, I could see William even stripping his brother of his titles.
Yes.
Right? I could easily see that happening. But, I just want to say, here in Southern California, it's fairly well known, the charitable activities of Meghan and Harry. Like, they've both participated in Project Angel Food.
Yeah, that's the Bernie people.
The old street I used to live on in West Hollywood, they were spotted there going to people's homes, bringing meals, personally delivering them.
And they're happy.
When they had the fires here last year, and people were sheltering in Pasadena in the Civic Center, Meghan and Harry came with blankets and food, and they were hugging people, sitting down, talking with people, listening to their troubles. They're good people.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, I feel empathy for William because he never got a break. He always had to bust his ass and have the best grades. He didn't get to screw up. He didn't get to go off and get drunk and be with, he dated very little. William actually dated very, very little. He met his wife in college.
He had to be so careful of his reputation.
Yeah. I mean, like,
from childhood on.
He didn't get to go be wild and wicked with some pretty actress and go and be naughty in Vegas was another thing that Harry
William had to walk on
from him in Vegas.
There's
some nudes and also pictures of him taking cocaine evidently off of a table. The point is, which he admits to all of this in his book, that you put yourself in William's shoes. I have to be the adult. I have to get up 2 hours earlier. I have to do an extra 3 hours of homework. My life is over before it started. I don't have a choice here. So you put yourself in William's shoes as an empath, and you can't help but feel the rage and anger that this system has placed upon him. Of course, the system has created an environment where siblings are going to hate each other.
You know what? It reminds me so much of the jealousy and rivalry that apparently there was between Queen Elizabeth and Princess Margaret, because Queen Elizabeth was stuck in the same position. She had to be so careful from the time she was a young woman. Every move she made, everything had to be strategic, where Margaret got to go off and live the wild life. She was quite the party girl,
Yes, exactly.
And so there was envy between them. They each said apparently to each other, "You have the life that I want." Margaret wanted to be queen, where Elizabeth wanted more of a private family life. I don't think she ever would have been a jet setter, but she certainly would have been a lot freer.
Yes. She would have bred horses. That's what she wanted.
Yes, bred horses. That's what she wanted to do. Let's see. Putin held an emergency cabinet meeting today. What was the result?
I don't know, man. Let's take a look.
I don't know. I don't know if my cards are, well, let's see.
I wonder if he fired anybody today.
I don't know. It's a
Oh,
Putin's cabinet meeting. He is beginning to feel like the fool or look the fool in front of his cabinet. You know, he presents as the King of Cups in his cups. Remember the dark aspects of the King of Cups? They like to drink. They like to dream. They're like you know, the cancer who's drank a little bit too much of their cognac. So we love our cancer men. But yeah, so the problem here is, look, the guy's a drug addict. I mean,
yeah.
It is
all the paranoia that goes with that, the erratic behavior.
I think that he's like in a King of Cups. He's delusional. I think that the cabinet is hurting. They've got to follow this Nudnik. It also feels to me like it would never enter, like they literally don't see themselves as being able to oppose or go against him, that it would be unheard of. There's this feeling of blind loyalty, that Fool card. And then 10 of Cups. So the only thing, they are not allowed to do any, look, he's crashing. Within the next couple of weeks, I'm seeing crashing. I'm seeing a physical crash too. I'm telling you, this guy's got a drug problem or something. Look at that. His House of Opposition, the magician. He is in the next couple of weeks, he is in a very bad situation. And I don't know what I'm seeing, but oh my God, legal action taken against him. It's going to be Biden's, I almost said Biden's wet dream. He should be arrested, charged in The Hague sooner rather than later, right?
Oh,
well, he's right.
Yeah,
because if anything's going to make Biden go off, it's some guy killing and kidnapping kids,
right?
Right. So Biden was right, but this almost looks like the guy who comes crashing down and then is facing internet. You don't kidnap 250,000 children. Look at this. It all comes crashing down. His House of Opposition, his enemy in a position of power. Look at this. Here comes legal action against him, the justice card. And look at this, fighting to a swords, justice denied. This guy is in trouble, and he's in trouble legally. And I'm thinking in the next 2 weeks, it's going to be very critical for Putin.
Well, what I get is Putin's very much about his priorities, but he's very myopic about it, you know, just focused on himself, his priorities. But it was very interesting. This ties in with what you were saying. I was getting restriction. You see the chain, the lock. He's restricted now, but he's about to be a lot more restricted. There's a lot of discontent. He's fighting for his survival right now. There was a hope for balancing things out today, but I got the family card, and I take this to mean his cabinet, the people around him. There's a lot of competition, fighting around them, struggling. There's shadow, darkness, and a lot of judgment is taking place right now. And ultimately, my final card, loss. And I think that can mean multiple things here. Putin's loss, cabinet members, everything. It's just loss. Not good.
Well, you got to realize too, they're going to have severe food shortages too in Russia.
Oh, the people are going to start rebelling.
Their farmers don't have fuel.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Well, that makes sense.
Yes. Can you go? Yes, I do know about that. But can you tell people what's happening? Because that's really
what's
serious.
happening right now in Russia is that they're not getting enough fuel to the masses. They're hijacking. Some of these people are hijacking fuel trucks just so they can get the gasoline. You believe that? In Russia,
I can believe it.
Plus, some of them are doing kind of like a James Bond thing where they're jumping on the fuel trucks to get them to stop.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So they could be first to get the gasoline.
I keep getting the hit that the people are going to rise up and rebel.
Oh, they will.
They will. I'm getting a strong hit of that.
And winter,
that may be really the downfall.
And then plus you got winter coming up.
Yeah.
You're going to have electricity going. You're going to have
people starving.
Heat.
Yeah. Oh, there's going to be massive.
It's going to be bad.
Wow.
I could see that overthrowing the government right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot of people, a ton of questions coming in. So let's try and get through as many as we can as possible. We've already been here an hour, and it would be awesome if people like, share, and subscribe to the stream. And think about memberships. We get together on Saturdays and give free readings, personal readings to our members. It really helps the channel. So we appreciate all of you who decided to become members of the channel. It helps pay for these wonderful person to work for me, and also for us to keep the streams going. But Chuck, could you please go ahead?
Well, yes. On whose payroll is Jake Tapper?
DB Tallmon.
Oh yes, DB Tallmon. Yes. Whose payroll is Jake Tapper? First, he goes after Biden. Now Platner, by way of the interview of the woman he, I don't know what essay means.
Okay.
Assault.
Okay. Assault.
Okay.
Assault.
He won't call out Trump's incapacity though.
Well, I mean, isn't he supposed to throw hard balls? Isn't that the job? I think that's
that is the job, but I think that's a good point. Why won't he call out Trump's incapacity if he's throwing out hard balls?
Well, I mean, it depends. I don't think he's interviewing Trump. If he interviewed Trump, I mean, I think anybody who's interviewing, right? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's interesting. I think that's his job, though, is to be hard. Please go ahead, Chuck.
Nigel Farage resigned today due to alleged bribes by Bitcoin billionaire. Now, I didn't hear that. What do you know?
Yeah.
I read it today.
Yeah.
What do we know about the Bitcoin billionaire? Because we know, for example, that Elon Musk
he's a fraudster.
Mm-hmm.
But do we know who the Bitcoin billionaire is? Because Elon Musk is a Bitcoin billionaire.
I think he was from China or somewhere.
It was a Chinese.
He got $5 billion. He got £5 million.
Yeah.
Bribe.
Hasn't Trump also made billions off of Bitcoin?
Oh, at least $8 to $10 billion already since he's been in.
Yeah, since he came into office.
Wow. Yeah. So, yeah, interesting.
Okay. From Kaloa SF, I asked AI, no, Elaine Chao cannot fill Senator Mitch McConnell's seat. Under Kentucky state law, the governor is no longer permitted to appoint a replacement senator in the event of a vacancy.
Yeah, well, whatever the system is that they use to place, because the governor is a Democrat, and they took that ability away from him because they didn't want the Democrat to have that much power. But it looked to me like something could happen that they could arrange to have her take the seat, because
that's going to go to the court.
Yeah,
I was wondering who would do the appointment then.
I don't know what their system is for an appointment.
According to the Constitution of Kentucky, it's still the governor. But the legislative people in Kentucky, the state legislative people, are GOP.
Yeah,
so they're going to pass the law.
I think if I were one of them, I'd give it to Elaine Chao.
It's unconstitutional.
Yeah, because I remember we talked about this a few weeks on the show, that I had made the comment that the Kentucky governor could make the appointment, and I think you, Whimsy, said no, that's not the case, or Joel said it. I can't remember now.
Yeah, they changed the law.
It's confusing.
They changed the law, but it's unconstitutional.
Yeah, so that's where it's so nebulous.
So it's not going to be him. I think that the state legislature is going to pick Elaine Chao, and I think that there's going to be very little complaints.
Yeah, it feels like she has the inside track. Like this has been planned for a while.
Yeah,
she's been groomed. Yeah. Okay, and from VB Tall Mom, will MAGA eventually get clued into Trump gilding horses while children don't eat? I think they've been clued in for a long time. Oh, unless you mean the MAGA supporters, like the voters, the American people?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have my opinion on that, but yeah.
I think that, they're diehard believers.
Oh, I do too.
It's really pretty weird.
From my home area on Facebook, I have so many high school friends who are Trump supporters, and I have to read the comments, and I realize nothing will change their minds.
Yeah. It's a cult.
Yeah, 4 of Cups, refusal to take offer or accept. They want to fight, though. I'm feeling like these are like the Michigan groups, like Michigan revving up again. I'm feeling like, and also confusion. But you can see here fighting with that Chariot They want to fight. That's the main thing. They want to fight because they're victims. This is a feeling like I want to fight because I'm a victim. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, Whimsy. Are you still reading?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I got, and of course, this always comes up when it's referring to the people, the community. This is referring to the MAGA supporters.
Right.
And I just got, there's a big shadow over them, big shadow, but their feelings towards Trump, partnerships in love, unconditional love, they are just so devoted to him. And I think the majority of those Trump supporters are going to remain Trump supporters, unfortunately. But there's definitely a shadow over them. Yeah. From Kaloa SF, I agree. Harry should have not done those interviews, book, but he wanted people to know if they end up dead, we will know why. They abused Meghan horribly. Didn't Diana even say similar things? Something happened to her.
Well, they had Diana on. Basically telling people that Diana was insane and driving.
Yes.
Crazy. And then they had her on psych medications. When the truth of the matter is the whole institution is insane, and that they need to be the ones on psych medications because it sounds like it's an insane, heartless world.
Yeah.
That people with a heart would have difficulty with.
Wasn't there even an incident where Diana's brakes in her car mysteriously failed? She was okay. Obviously, she survived, but I think her brakes went out.
Yeah, she thought they were trying to kill her and they were going to create a car accident.
And I'm trying to remember if that was before or after the infamous interview she gave on television.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
know. From Sedan Aski's 4371. Whoa, I'm late to the party. It's okay. But poor William is fine. He shall be king. Please do not throw your stones at Harry and the mother of his children. Can the populace back off? Well, my first thing I want to say, just because he's going to be king does not mean he's going to be fine or happy.
Yeah.
I think he feels trapped. I think he's miserable, frankly.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
I don't know if you've had more to say on that, either of you. But anyway, Kaloa SF, no stone throwing on Harry. I was making fun of William. Welcome in at Sedona's ASCII 4371. Instead, from Kaloa SF, instead, state law dictates that a special election must be held to fill an open Senate seat, preventing, I'm assuming Kentucky, preventing any single person from being directly appointed to fill out the remainder of a term. So that would be referred to.
We're talking about 5 months.
I think that they'll go through the whatever they have to go through, and I think that it's going to fall with there's a very good chance it'll be with Elaine Chao. And if it's not with Elaine Chao, then Elaine Chao is going to definitely be very much a part of it. Because when you go into the energy of Elaine Chao, first off, her final outcome was the emperor, and that's like the boss. And then she also had a Two of Wands, and Two of Wands is a trade card. It's importing and exporting. So she had both. I'm the leader and I'm the one that's doing the importing and exporting. And that's why I thought, I would not be surprised if she has to run, she would likely win. I think a lot of people loved Mitch McConnell. And if she's there representing him, they're going to run, and they feel bad for him. And that's going to help her too if she has to run for it.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking also, Mitch McConnell, oddly enough, seems to be quite loved by the people of Kentucky. So I think just out of loyalty to him, they would happily elect his wife. Certainly if the campaigning is done right and they appeal to that base.
It depends on who's going to run against him.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Or her, I should say.
Against her, yes. From Carol Johnson, M9I. Libby said McConnell is on life support until his wife gets back from China. And the intubation tube is starting to deteriorate his trachea.
Not good.
How did he find out? How did Libby find out?
Wow.
I don't
Who's
know.
Libby?
I was going to ask you the same question. Joel, do you know who Libby
I had no idea.
Yeah. But if that's true, that's just horrible.
Do you know who that is, Carol?
I don't know.
Yeah. And it's Kaloa SF further states his kids need to decide when to pull the plug if he is on life support since his wife dug out to China. No.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh.
What's your feeling?
Just feels like a tawdry little soap opera going on, not to make light of the circumstances, which are tragic, but
Oh, Libby's that reader from Australia.
okay.
The lady that does the
okay.
what he called the
Well, you know,
cards,
Whimsy,
tarot cards.
yeah, thank you. Whimsy, based on the readings you and I both have been getting, it makes sense. You know, makes sense. He's not in good shape, and she's very much focused on her own thing. Right. Will NATO join U.S. forces to change Iran's regime, especially after IRSC forces?
That's a typo. IRG.
IRG. I'm sorry. Forces tried to kill Macron in Lebanon. I'm sorry. What? The sound went. Whimsy.
Yeah, we had an electrical.
Okay. Did you just say it again, or
no?
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to figure out here. Would they do something that aggressive just because? Were they intentionally trying to kill Macron, or was he just in the wrong place at the wrong time?
I think they were trying to kill him.
Okay, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad. That's real bad.
That's a big alliance if NATO is getting into this.
Let's take a look at this. I'm curious about this.
They're the Islamic Republic is just striking out at everybody right now. They don't care.
All right, let's look at the future of the IRGC's relationship with Europe. IRGC's relationship with Europe. Iran's relationship with Europe. They got dumped. You know, to be honest with you, France had a lot of trade with Iran, including oil, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? Yep. Because Macron is trying to make a business deal with them. And, you know, the Shah's wife, the Queen, lives in France. So the former government is in exile in France. So it's always been this tense. But look at that, House of Opposition, 5 of Pentacles. I'm feeling like the IRGC something has happened that's caused the IRGC to lash out at France.
Yeah.
And I don't think that Macron wants to go to war with them. Hope and fear, war, the war king, and then 3 of Pentacles. Let's talk about it. If anything, I think that Macron is a little bit of a bushy. You know, he's like, no, don't go to war with us. We can be your friend. Let's try and get along.
Well, that certainly ties
that was one of the reasons why what's his face from England, the prime minister, was forced out. Was he was too soft.
Right.
Yeah. And also, isn't France completely dependent on outside sources for oil? I don't think they have any of their own.
Well, they also have the most nuclear power plants of just about every country in Europe.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah. Well, definitely a lot of decisions going on right now, priorities, fighting for survival. But what I got is Macron would very much like to strike a compromise and find balance. But my final card was loss. Like, no.
I don't think they can save this relationship.
No, I don't think so
we're
either.
Talking about fuel shortages in the winter for Europe. Is that what we're talking about?
Oh my God.
Could be. Yeah. That's a good possibility unless the U.S. steps in.
Right. So in which case Macron's a rock between a hard place, right? Because if Iran does not meaningfully sell oil to France or broader EU as of 2026 because of EU sanctions just came in. So let's find out what trade. So it's changed with France and Iran. Let's find out, because it used to be a big oil. Wasn't oil their main income source out of Iran at one point?
I believe so. Yes.
That was their main source.
Okay, so the majority of it is sold to China. So that's what they're saying.
And now they can't. And now with the war going on, they can't ship anything out.
Yeah, yeah. Because what is the situation in Strait of Hormuz right now? Is that still blocked up, or has it been
That's
opened?
the
or-
trade.
It is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's two main trade routes that the West would make the West extremely wealthy. And one is the Straits of Hormuz, and the other is the Suez Canal, taking control of those two areas and wanting them to be under the Abraham Accords. I think that's kind of open. I think we're pretty open here about what the intention is here. How violent do you think the Abraham Accords nations are willing to get in order to have their needs met? You know, what are
They're
they?
going to have to do something.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the fact that Morocco has shown up in Gaza?
That's a good sign.
Yeah. So, in the middle of all of this crazy, the rebuild of Gaza is happening, right? So, the Abraham Accords are now in Gaza. And so you have the Board of Peace coming in, right?
Right.
So,
Did you mention something about bombs and such taken out of the tunnels in Gaza?
well, you have two Gazas now because we're expanding the space. You have the old Gaza, which they always had, and then
Right.
you now have the new Gaza, which is the perimeter.
Right.
And so the good news is that the Board of Peace can now go in and
They
start.
can clear it out.
They can clear it out, which means getting rid of the terrorists so that the people of Gaza can be free of this nightmare by getting Hamas out of there. So we do have some movement finally happening with the Moroccan military officers arriving in Israel to join the International Gaza Force. So I think this is very optimistic, and I think that it's exciting that the people of Gaza are finally going to be able to get a country free of occupation, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so these bad boys are going, and the good people are going to come in. This is the, of course, Islamic extremist that were terrorizing the neighborhood. Wow. Okay, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Did you guys enjoy that? All right. So
That was great.
up the conversation that has been coming up quite a bit, and that has to do with this idea of creating heaven where you're at. And so I thought it would be nice if we could close today's show with our fun topic being about this idea of creating heaven on earth.
Yeah.
Creating heaven on earth. And we've talked about Wishcraft, which was a book that really helped me, and it was written by Barbara Scher.
I want to order that book.
Yeah, it's you can order it or you can just do the exercises. But the point that she makes in this book is create heaven on earth for yourself and then invite others to join you. But you don't sit around waiting for her to show up or him to show up and sweep you off your feet.
Mm-hmm.
You begin now.
We make the changes within ourselves.
Right. If you always wanted to have a homestead, you don't wait for him to come and give you the home. Go out and get that homestead. You know, don't go out and wait until somebody else gives you permission. And what I like about Wishcraft is that she encourages you to dream.
Yeah. Well, that's also a form of visualization, creative visualization. My friend Shakti Gawain, wrote the book Creative Visualization. It's exactly what she used to preach. And it's also, something else Shakti used to say is the world is our mirror. You want to change the world on the outside, change it within yourself, and then it will reflect back to you. In other words, create your heaven within yourself. If you want
another thing is that you might want to, when you do your prayers at night or daytime or whatever, always ask your guides, angels and ETs to help you out.
I do that.
So
make your wishes come true.
So what does that heaven on earth look like? Does that mean buying a condo in
It's different for everybody.
Yeah. So if you're doing the work of something like Wishcraft by Barbara Scher, she wants you to sit down and get into your fantasies and say,
I agree with that.
Close your eyes, Chuck, and imagine that you're about to open your eyes and you can be anywhere in the world.
Oh,
Where do you find yourself? So that's usually how this fantasy starts. Well, I
yeah.
found myself in the south of France. Great. We have a
I
location.
saw myself back in Italy.
You saw himself back in Italy. Great. What are
Yeah.
you doing in Italy? Like, what does the room look like?
Yeah.
What does the, I'm seeing billowy white curtains and the sun coming in over a terrace, and you're having your cappuccino, and you and your cat are looking out at the beautiful Italy.
Yeah.
And you know where in Italy you would be?
Right now, probably Rome. Probably Rome or Venice.
The outskirts of Rome. You think you'd be on the outskirts of Rome?
If I could live where I wanted, it would be right in the heart of the city. You know me, I'm
All
a city
those
boy.
tourists?
I can't afford it. I know it's expensive, but if you're just asking me where I'd like to be, that's where I'd like to be. I love the heart of Rome. I loved Florence. When I was in Venice, I adored Venice.
She's saying that you can have that if you want it, but the fantasy is going to help you get organized.
Oh, yes.
And then you can have a 5-year plan to make it happen. So he wakes up and he finds himself in Rome. And what is the first thing you do? Like, he gets up, and does he make his own cappuccino, or does he call
somebody makes it for me?
Or does he go to the terrace and say, "Hey, buongiorno, can you make me a cappuccino?" And they go, "No problem." Yeah. Bang, 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 bang. This is what, when I was in Milan, I used to I travel and work. I would be sitting there having a cup of coffee, and I would hear people on the 3rd floor, "Hey, cappuccino," and they would, "No problem." And then the guy would be running with a coffee, and he would be leaving the actual cafe and banging on the hotel door or the apartment door and coming up. And I was just like, whoa, that is the wildest thing I've ever seen in my entire life, that people don't have cappuccino makers, but you just, "Hey, you over there, make me a coffee." And I thought that's
your cappuccino maker.
Yeah, I saw it repeatedly when I was in Milan, that they were just literally walking around with a saucer, and they were knocking on the door and take it up to the 2nd floor. Isn't that crazy?
I could get used to that.
Yeah. And think about what that's going to look like from the time you wake up in the morning, what that coffee is going to take, like what that weather looks like. Okay. And then you begin your day. What do you do throughout that day? Who do you speak to? And she says, really get into it. And as you write your story, try and be as specific as possible about how things taste, what you do throughout the day, from the time you wake up to the moment you go to bed. And then she wants you to write the story again. And in the second time you're going to write the story, you're going to separate that which you absolutely must have, it's non-negotiable, with that which is a luxury. So now you write the story again, and you remove the luxuries. And it's not that you can't have the luxuries, but by rewriting the story and getting rid of the luxuries, you're giving yourself a priority of what the most important aspects are.
I was just going to say, it's important to be specific about the essence of what you want, how it makes you feel. Because sometimes if we're too specific, we can close off something better from coming to us.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I mean,
be very clear about the specific.
Wouldn't you, maybe you want to get a 1-bedroom in Albania, which is only a $40 round trip flight. And you can stay there as long as you like.
Exactly. So that's part of the essence.
It's cheaper to live in Albania than it is in LA.
Sure.
And so you'd actually be in much better financial shape.
Oh, I agree with you there.
And you could be, and you do the Schengen shuffle every 90 days. You could go and rent a room and study art in Italy.
Yeah.
But these exercises help us prioritize what is important and to get ourselves organized over a 5-year period.
Yeah, because I get that a lot in my readings for people when they're asking me what directions they should go for a career or something. I keep hearing that over and over. You have to be clear. You have to have clarity on what you want. And that's part of getting into specifics, because that's how you magnetize it.
So say you now say this is a real possibility. Chuck is really thinking, okay, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to do. Then you do your research, and then you have your 5-year plan, like within 5 years. Well, you have a cat too, so all of that has to be taken into consideration.
Very much so.
As you build this life. But I think Albania would be a great place for you, because
it probably would be. I need to visit there.
The flights have like dozens of flights a day, and it's only $40. And they
That's
also, you could probably get a cheap room to rent somewhere and go and, stay in the the college dorms are always opening up too, particularly in the summertime, and go and study art and do whatever you like. The most affordable way would be to live in Albania.
You know what was heaven for me?
What?
It was we had a 20 by 40 deck in the back of the house when my wife was around. And I remember in the summer evenings, it would cool down in Tacoma, Washington.
Yeah.
And we'd be sitting out there and you could hear the birds, and we had all the flowers in bloom and stuff.
I love pagodas. Yeah.
Yeah. And you could smell the fragrance coming to the deck.
Oh,
and we're having a nice dinner outside.
Oh, yeah. Barbecue.
Yeah.
Oh, my
And it's
God.
so
That is
peaceful.
heaven
Yes,
on
it is.
earth.
Yeah.
Heaven on earth.
With-
Oh, yes.
Or brunch. You're sitting
with
down
your
there
with the love of your life.
some pagoda. What do they call them, pagodas? We're just sitting there, the birds are flying and you're just having a nice orange juice and scrambled eggs. That would be pretty damn great too.
And watching the hummingbirds fly around.
Oh, yes. Did you
Isn't
have
that
hummingbird
nice?
feeders to track them?
I had the flowers. They go
Oh, okay.
crazy
You had
over the
natural
I
attraction.
had honeysuckle on my trellis,
Yeah.
and it went about 40 feet. And
Oh, that's
all day long, those hummingbirds would be flying, buzzing each other.
Oh,
Oh, how beautiful.
Yeah.
And when I went out there to work on the honeysuckle, picking off the dead buds and stuff, the hummingbirds would land on my shoulder every once in a while.
sweet.
Oh my God. Wow, that's
Or
amazing.
checking out what I was doing.
Wow, that is heaven on earth.
I love that. That's like Snow White with all the animals and birds coming around. I just want to say quickly, I think it's also about being your inner child. Be playful like a child when you're visualizing. Just have fun like a little kid. And the sky's the limit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go back and forth. Like part of me's thinking Georgia. I'll be in Georgia in October. I'm planning a trip in October to see the country of Georgia.
Yeah.
Which is in the Caucasoids, but also they have a beach, and you can live there a year, no visa problems.
Right on the ocean.
I want to check that out. I want to check out Albania, and I want to check out Thailand for possible travel. But what I really love is I love just coming home to my own bed and my own cat. And so I'm finding what I'm learning from this experience is that the fantasy and the reality are not necessary, because what I really like is just being with my cat.
I've heard you say that a few times on your shows, and sometimes I'm that way too. I miss, as you know, I missed my cat horribly while we were away. It was very hard.
I lived in the Philippines for close to 9.5 years, and I remember in the evening they had the pot, what do you call it, the trees, and they had these little, in the Philippines they call it kanakuchi, and they're bright fragrant flowers, and they always smell during the evening. Plus they had a kind of like a jasmine type of flower.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Called sampaguita.
Oh,
and the vendors would make little layers that go around your neck, like in Hawaii.
Yes.
And you wrap it around your neck, and oh my God, you talk about smell.
I was going to say the smell of jasmine. That's a great idea.
There's an evening flower in LA that blooms. It smells so good in LA. Evening jasmine. That's what it is.
Well, jasmine. Yeah, I was going to say
LA,
jasmine in my neighborhood.
Fantastic. All right. Well, we are done.
We also have skunks.
That's right. And skunk weed. I used to think it was skunks, and it turned out it was weed.
Oh, we have the little critters.
Oh,
my
dear.
neighborhood, we have raccoons, skunks, coyotes.
But skunks. All right. Well, Joel, if people need to reach you, how do they reach you?
You can reach me at joeltilson.com or joeltilson@msn.com. And if you have any questions about BA or whatever, I'll be happy to help you. And plus, I was going to say one more thing about the VA. If you're getting stuck with the VA about your claim, you can hire an attorney and just go to your veterans counselor at the VA hospital. and they'll get you in touch with a lawyer that can help you if you feel like you're getting the what do you call it, the shaft on the claims service. Okay.
Okay.
That's quite a cause you have, Joel.
Thank you.
Very good.
I enjoy it.
How do the people?
Well, me, first of all, you can reach me, DransfieldChuck, one word, at gmail.com. You can find me on my own channel, Chuck's Captivating Chronicles. I have a little thing on Mondays, a live stream where I do readings on there and also incorporate some old Hollywood stories, Chuck's Captivating Chat. I'm still putting up new videos on my channel, including some of my guided readings. I have one up right now where I channeled Harry Truman. I'm very, very proud of that reading, and I wish more people would watch it because Harry had some very encouraging words. I mean, he was very frank about the current situation, did not have nice things to say about President Trump, but he was encouraging how we're going to rebuild, and I wish people would watch it. And of course, also, I did a portrait of Harry Truman, watercolor, colored pencil. I showed on there. I'm trying to incorporate my art with my channeled readings because I am available to be commissioned for art. I'm available to book appointments for readings. It's a great love of mine. It's a great honor. Please reach out to me. And Whimsy.
At dransfieldchuck@gmail.com.
That's correct.
Chuck@gmail.com if you need to reach Chuck. And if you need to reach me, you can book me through Booksy, Dr. Whimsy Anderson, to book appointments with me. Okay, we are out of here. Be kind to all so that all will be kind to you too. God bless. Peace out, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
See you next time. Thank you, everybody.
See you next time.
Hold for 5.